I just had a huge breakfast, and I'm feeling fat right now. What is up, my friends, my family? How's everybody doing today? Merry Christmas to everybody so far. Do we have a treat for you guys today? I originally was gonna had another video planned for today, and it was gonna be Manny Pacquiao's latest boxing match. It was an exhibition fight against a person that I will not name just because I don't like that guy. But this other thing just dropped into my lap, and I thought now is a very good time to hop on this one. But before we get into that, just a word from today's sponsors. So if you're enjoying my videos, if you're enjoying my breakdowns, my podcasts, the things that I talk about, make sure you stop on by the merchandise store where you can pick up awesome hoodies and cups and t-shirts that say kick and punch your friends, because I believe in violence therapy. If you've got the fighter in your life who just needs a little Christmas gift, a little bit of extra pizzazz, pick up a hoodie, pick up a t-shirt, pick up a sticker, all in the merch store down below. That helps to keep these podcasts going, that helps to keep these videos going, and is a great way to support that fighter in your life. Alright, so now as far as the video is concerned, I don't know if you guys know what chess boxing is, but that is an actual thing, and it is exactly how it sounds. You're playing chess and you box at the same time. Now, I'm a huge fan of fight sports. I love combat sports, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. And I am also a chess player. I am not a good chess player. I'm about 800 on chess.com right now. But so this is taking those two things and combining them into one. So this board is, you get 5 rounds. Actually, you get 10 rounds. So each round is 1 minute long. So you get 1 minute of chess, 1 minute of boxing, 1 minute chess, 1 minute of boxing, all the way throughout 10 rounds. And your goal is to either checkmate your opponent first or KO your opponent first. This recently fell to my lap. This is apparently a very controversial, high-intensity chess match and boxing match with lots of excitement. And I love both of those things. And with all that being said, let's hop right into this match. I'm going to do my very best to break down the boxing as well as the chess. The boxing, I can do that all day long. The chess, just keep in mind, as I commentate and talk about the chess moves, I am still only an 800 to 1100 level player, depending on whether you're on chess or league chess. So I am not that good, so take everything that I'm about to say with a grain of salt. All right, so just starting right off, looking at the stats. So their heights are the same, their weight. So Andrea has the weight advantage there, so she's gonna tank the shots a lot better, and she has youth on her side as well, 20 to 28. As far as physicality is concerned, Andrea has the advantage there. As far as the chess superiority is concerned, Dina has the landslide there. So how I'm predicting this to go is Andrea's just gonna have to play defensive all game and try to beat her in the boxing rounds. She only has 1 minute to do so, so that's gonna be extremely tough because in a fight, the first 12 to 20 seconds is just trying to figure out the rhythm and figure out what their game plan is for the round, and then you're gonna spend the rest of the round trying to craft a game plan around that. For a 2 or 3 minute round, yeah, that's plenty of time. But for a 1 minute round, that is not a lot of time to work that. So she's gonna have to be very fast, figure out what Dina's doing very early on, and work a very good counter strategy and impose her will upon Dina. Otherwise, Dina is going to destroy Andrea on the chessboard. So typically in chess, the white player has the advantage because they move first. They're always going to be 1 move ahead, at least in the beginning stage. It just depends on how black responds. All the pieces are in their proper place. Alright, so this is going to be a 5-minute round. So 5 minutes for each of them. Alright, cool. So we have a queen's pawn opening up first, followed by a development of the knight. Oh, so Andrea's playing the London opening. So the London is where you move your queen's bishop up first, followed by your black bishop. That allows you to capture the center of the board very quickly. It's very aggressive, which is the exact opposite of what I would expect her to do, given the current situation. Again, I would rather her have played defensively and try to weather the storm, but she's going for an all-out aggressive attack early on, so that's really interesting. But Dina, she's gonna play a very classic defense against the London, which is what typically how you want to play against this one. So yep, everything's that's different. That rook pawn up, that's not something that's typically seen. By the way, keep in mind, I am a very low level player commentating on an international master and a grandmaster right now. So take everything I'm saying with like all the grains of salt as far as chess is concerned. But oh wow, this is extremely aggressive. So normally when I play against the London, I just try to establish that I try to meet the center pressure of the board with their center pressure of the board, and I like to lock things down in the middle. But this, she's coming up the left side with double pawn opening to try to force this bishop out of the way, and thereby create a stronger path down the left side. So this is very, very fascinating. I've actually never seen this before. She pushes a pawn back. Whoa, pushes the bishop back. Oh, so Andrea's bishop got pushed back, and now she develops her own bishop for moving forward. So this bishop on this line is extremely powerful because it can move all the way across the board very, very quickly, and it does so from the back line. So so instead of fighting for the center control, Dina has chosen to take control of the left side of the board and force the entire strength of the London backwards. So this is a very good counter London play. The London is the strategy that Andrea is using, so it's kind of her bread and butter. She's kind of known for that, so which is a good and bad thing, because it's good because you're very strong with it, but it's bad because when you're playing against a strong player like Dina, well, they know how to play against you then, because they could create counter strategies towards you, which is exactly what I see is going on right now. Dina knows what Andrea is capable of, so she probably created a very strong counter strategy because she knows that Andrea is going to play the London. Alright, she develops the bishop. She's trying to reestablish her center, but oh. So by moving the rook over here, it attacks this bishop right over here. So if it attacks here, she's going to have to immediately take with one of the pawns, which weakens her defense on this side. Which is bad because this is typically the safer side to castle on, because when you castle, the king protects all three of these along with the rook right over here, which makes it very, very difficult to break. But if he sends this knight in, it takes this bishop, it has to be taken by one of these pawns, which immediately makes this typically really defensive wall really, really weak. But at the same time, if she takes it to this side, the rook comes blasting out too. So in her response, develops her knight. So she's looking to be able to castle on both sides because she knows that there's a lot of pressure here, so she can't counter there. And oh man, Dina is just coming in, bringing in more development, bringing in more pieces so that she can continue applying pressure. So Andrea, this is really fascinating. And the London, which is typically very aggressive, has been forced into a very defensive position. Something you don't typically see, but that speaks to the testament of the strength of what Dina is. She turned a London into a defensive position. She completely neutralized the center. Andrea is trying to fight for the center right now, so she took this spot. She's targeting the bishop that's currently hanging. There's nothing over here that's protecting this bishop. This bishop is going to have to move, otherwise she loses it for free. Let's see. So, and typically Andrea wants to develop the queen, so maybe I would move this queen up over here to try to protect it. But then that gives up an absolutely free pawn over here. So this is a very difficult move. So do you save the pawn or do you save the bishop? Obviously you want to save the bishop, but once the knight goes over here, that's an automatic check. The king automatically has to move, and then the king loses castling rights. So this pawn being targeted, being forced by this by this knight right here, is almost probably worse than losing it straight up. So the question is, what does Andrea do? She's in a really bad position right now. She's being pushed really hard. I'm very excited by this. All right. So it looks like she decided to take it with. Looks like she gave up the bishop to take out the knight, and then but that allowed the pawn to push forward. A pawn this far ahead at this stage of the game, that is uncomfortable. You don't like pawns on your side of the map. She's developed the queen, so now she can castle on both sides. And Dina is going to just further reinforce her her potential battering ram that she's setting up. So yeah, so I guess she can move that pawn up, but she chooses to push this side pawn up, which means she's gonna have to castle on this side since castling on the left side is not an option anymore. So so Andrea went for an aggressive opening, but she got forced into a defensive position. Oh, looks like the round is now currently over. And we're going to get into some boxing. So I just want to go back for a second. Andrea's going to be forced to castle on this side now. And Dina knows that. So that, whereas Dina, she can easily castle on both sides if she wants to. So her defensive position is super solid. Andrea's, she has a pawn on this side of the map. She has a horse that's ready to just barrel down and attack a few positions easily. And she has a very well positioned bishop and two rooks that can come down the sides at any time. So Andrea is on the defense hard right now. But we're about to get into the boxing side, so let's get it going. But here we go. We got the boxing match. The ref is in the ring to explain the rules. So it says that Andrea is 10 pounds heavier, but she actually doesn't look it. It looks like Dina is 10 pounds heavier. All right, but here we go. So just going straight away. So all right. They're ready. They're ready. Oh, this is hilarious. The ref just tried to get them to bump fists, and they were bumping fists. Holy shit, that's hilarious. Neither of them wanted to bump fists. That's that's hilarious. Okay, so it's a minute and a half. All right, so these are just wild swings. Dina's just trying to get out of there. So Andrea is applying the pressure very good. She's using the jab, measuring the six. As soon as she lands a few jabs, she comes in with the right hand swinging. Level change. Her little level change needs a lot of work. Because that is not how you do a level change. Dina's on the defensive. She does not. Oh, what the heck was that? That was completely illegal. We're gonna watch that again. Andrea's coming in with the aggression, but her feet aren't planted as she swings. So when she lands, there's not really any damage being done. So both of these women right now, both of their stances are a little bit too far out. The problem with that is when your stance is too wide, it makes your cross, your hand that's in the back, it doesn't have as much reach because when you throw a cross, you want your back foot to pivot, but if your back foot is pivoting and it's all the way back there, your power stops like right over here. Versus if I can pivot the rest, it comes the rest of the way, and I have an extra 6 inches of reach with a very good strong pivot. With her foot being so far back over here, it's not going to allow for her cross to do any damage at all. So that's the very first thing that I noticed. Oh, I like Andrea's aggression. Andrea's just so that spinning back fist is completely illegal in boxing. In boxing, you're allowed 4 punches. You're allowed your front jab, you're allowed your rear cross, you're allowed your hooks, and you're allowed your uppercuts. All other punches are illegal. There is no back fist. There's no spinning back fist. There's no spinning moves. Those are not spinning moves aren't illegal in boxing. They're just very useless because by the time you spin, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. But a spinning back fist is definitely not legal at all. So you're not allowed to do that. Andrea, come on. I thought you said your boxing was good. But Dina is completely on the defensive right now. So thus far, I'm not gonna say that Andrea's boxing is better. I'm gonna say that her aggression is better. But this part, like right over here, where you duck that low, that's not exactly a good level change, because a good level change looks like this. So you have your hands up, right? A lot of people think a level change is where you get low and then you come across like that, right? The problem with that is when you squat low like that, it puts a lot of pressure onto your legs, and doing that over and over again, just right now, just try doing that just 10 times up and down. Like, get your stance nice and wide and go up, down. By your 5th one, you're gonna start feeling it in your thighs, in your knees, and it's highly telegraphed. A good level change, all that means is you're changing your target. You can drop your weight a little bit, but 2 or 3 inches at a time. And when you throw a punch, you just throw downwards. I'm gonna go for a face punch, bam. I'm gonna throw for a body punch, bam.
I'm gonna go for a face and body punch. One bomb. I go up and down. All the level change means is that I'm changing my target. You know, yes, I can squat low if I want to, but it's 1, 2. I'm not going up and down. It's not my body that goes up and down. It's just the direction of my fists. Because if I squat low like this, there's only one place that I'm aiming for, and everybody sees that. I've got pressure on my thighs. It's no good, and I'm not gonna punch upwards. No, that I can't throw power like that. Versus if I'm up and up like this, I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. High, low, high, 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 low, or high, low, low, high, low, low. I don't bend over like this. I just squat, boom. That's no good. I just boom, like 2 or 3. I drop maybe an inch or 2 at most. And the reason to do that is because I'm already bouncing around. So when I get low, it's my natural movement. I go boom and I strike downwards. I don't go like this and strike forwards. I go boom, strike down, boom, strike down, boom, strike down, boom, strike down. Liver shots. This level change right over here is actually really, really bad. And you can see that her foot is so far behind that yes, this landed, but there's not a lot of power there. So Andrea's winning because of her aggression. Her aggression is really good. I'm impressed with her aggression. She attacks Dina like she should absolutely attack her, end the fight as soon as possible. Go for the KO, and that's her strategy, which I agree with. Dina, on the other hand, she's just being purely defensive right now. Oh, she's tying up. Okay, cool. Referee separates them. So Dina is just being way too stiff right now. She's barely moving, and she keeps her hands up like this in a fight. You want to pump your hands up and down, because if you're stiff like this, when I make a move, you're gonna see it. When I move, a punch is coming. Versus if I have my hands pumping up and down like this, I can guard if I want to. Boom, boom. I can protect myself. I can show up. I could pull at you, or I could just boom, just out of nowhere, I can just jab you, and you don't know. I could just pull at you. I can pull at you, bang, and then it could be my cross, or boom, 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 boom. I could just pull at you, and oh my god, he's gonna jab, or just come in with a bottom shot, or boom, I come in with a liver shot. So the fact that she's being so perfectly still is leaving her open for Andrea to do whatever she wants. You want to apply constant pressure in your boxing. You don't have to always be punching at them, but if it's in their face, A, it gets really annoying. B, it gives them something to focus on that's not your other power hand, and they become preoccupied with it. And it's harder to read if my hands are always going up and down versus Dina. Her hands are just perfectly stiff at all times, whereas Andrea's actually, her head movement, her body movement is actually pretty good for 6 weeks. I love the wild swings. I love it. I'm not gonna be too critical of them because again, it's been only 6 weeks of training for them both on this boxing match, so it won't be pretty. Whoop, and the time is off now. Oh man, so Dina took a beating. Andrea looks like she's not even sweating. So this is going to be interesting now because now we have the both of them who just took a lot of head trauma and they're about to play chess, which is a very brain intensive game. So Dina is probably feeling really wobbly right now because she just got rocked by Andrea like a bunch of times. So how is that going to affect her chess play? I have no idea because I've never actually played chess while concussed before. And I'm not going to lie, I am somewhat curious to play chess while being concussed. I want to see what would happen. So where we had left off, White had just made her move, Andrea, and I believe it was a rook upwards for development. Yep, and here we go. Yeah, Andrea's barely tired. This chick, she looks like she got wobbled a little bit. All right, so
So white just moved. All right, so queen over one. Oh wow, that's interesting. So 2 minutes here. Pushes the pawn forward. So the pawn is now pressuring against the other rook. And so does she? All right. So the question is, does she take with this? Because she can take with this, but then this pawn is coming right back down the middle. And then once that happens, not only is it a check, but that pawn is also now going to take out this. So if she takes with this pawn, she loses the pawn and the rook, and she also loses castling rights. So where can this horse move? The horse can go here, but it still gets targeted by this one. But at least it's protected. And but then nope. Actually, we got a bishop over there. Can it come here? No, because this. So the only safe square for this horse move is right over here, which is bad because it blocks this rook from protecting this pawn, and now the horse is out of the way, which has made this wall a whole lot weaker. But it does open up the bishop for potential counterattack. But so if she takes with this pawn, that is the absolute worst thing she can do right now. So please, Andrea, please be smarter than me and do not take that pawn. So let's see what happens. Yep. So she has to retreat, but now she's. So the good news is that is opened up. So at this point, you stick with the bishop, correct? So Andrea's wall is like in pieces right now, and she's just getting pieced to death by this advancing wall of pawns with all these pieces right behind it. Andrea's pieces are all over the place, so she has to retreat. She has no attack right now. All the pressure is on Andrea. Dina is being so aggressive on the board. Oh my god. So again, so if this comes forward, if she takes this, that queen comes forward, and which puts her in check. Actually no, she's fine because she has this, but that pawn is gonna take that, and yeah, so and then it'll score another pawn. So either way, this pawn is gonna be really pivotal. So pawn up if anything. Oh man, this timer's not on Andrea's side too. She knows she's in trouble. Yep, she moved up. Pawn moved forward. Oh man, so now she has 2 pawns on her side of the map and a third one protecting this one. So this is so much pressure. I wouldn't know what to do. So I guess Andrea can attack with this, but then she trades that in the process, which again puts her into check, which again she doesn't want to do. This queen positioning in this pin is so fucking good. So she goes for a castle. So now she shows on the castle on this side, and she's being defensive. She has to be defensive right now. Can't she trade? No, she doesn't go for the trade. The pawns push forward, and so this is bad because typically this protects your king very very well, but now with this pawn right over here, she's gonna have to take that. Otherwise, she risks losing her rook position. So she has to take that, and that's gonna come back right over there, which is just an additional pressure from her pawn. Her queen is pretty much useless right now. It's targeting this, which doesn't really do much. Her bishop can't do much either because this square doesn't really give her an advantage. This pawn right here doesn't really. If she can't take this one because if she takes this pawn, then she loses her bishop for another pawn to come in, and now that pawn protects this pawn. I guess maybe move the rook over a little bit and try and force a bad trade, but go for positioning. Maybe that's what she should do. I don't know. She's also way better than me at chess. So it turns out being concussed still allows you to play very good chess. Oh, time is counting down. So what does she do? She moves. All right, she moved the pawn forward. That's way better than what I would have done. I'm also not an international master or national master. Oh, so she moved forward to try to threaten this piece because she was gonna try to go for a fork. But now, Dina pushes the bishop forward, which targets the queen now, and now the queen has only 2 safe squares, because if it goes here, it's dead. Over here, it's dead. Over here, okay. So over 1, 2, and 3 are the only squares that the queen can't go right now, but. Actually no, just 1 and 2 are the only safe squares the queen can go right now, and these are both so bad squares because the queen is over here, it can't move anywhere. This queen is pretty much non-existent right now. It doesn't matter to the game at all. It's inconsequential. Versus this queen has so much additional movement that it can go where it has so much additional spaces that it can attack through. So Dina has pushed Andrea into a crazy defensive position, and Andrea's trying to fight back with everything she has. But speaking of fights, we have the boxing round coming up now. Round 2 of the boxing, round 4 of the entire match. Andrea's being aggressive. So she's bouncing forward. So she's a little too hunched forward right now, you know. So and her stance is a little bit too wide. Her foot needs to be about half a pace forward. Because again, so I'm just aiming at my legs. So like when your stance is too wide, it's just about how wide she is right now. You throw a punch, like look at where my hand lands, right? Versus if it was close, I can throw so much further because my back leg allows me to propel much further. Versus when it's wide like this, my punch stops right there, you know. Versus right here, you can't see it right now, but my hand is off the screen. Versus when it's like that, it's really bad. So because of that, I lose distance and I lose power, all right? And also, all her weight is on her back foot right now. If you see how bent her back leg is, that's where most of her weight is being distributed towards. And again, there's you want your body weight to be evenly distributed down the middle. I can't really see Dina, so I can't really critique her. All right, but Andrea comes in, so Dina is measuring with the jab. Oh, Dina, you need to come forward with the jab. You can't back up with the jab. When you back up with the jab, you just open yourself up to counters. You have to come forward or come to the side with the jab. No backwards jabbing unless they're coming at you. But now she's opened up the door for Andrea to come on in. Andrea, stop with those bad level changes. Oh. This is a spicy fight. I like this a lot. Oh, and that's not a good sign. The fact that she's hunched over like that. Because the problem is, when you hunch over like that, two things. A, her head is past her knee. When your head is past your knee, all your weight is on the front foot, and it makes it so much easier to knock you out. Your balance is off, and so anything I hit you with is going to feel 5 times worse, whereas if your body is nice and centered versus if you're leaning over. If you're leaning over, you're going to fall over easier, and it opens you up for attacks because now the distance from my fist to your head just got cut in half. So it makes it really easy. But she's far away, so she can get away with it for now. But if Andrea was any other boxer, that's just asking to get KO'd right there. Most likely she's fatigued and tired. So yeah, she's not pumping her hands. It's perfectly still, so that just opens her up. Well, so this is the standing 8 count. Andrea did a lot of damage. The ref is making sure that she is still able to fight. Gives her an 8 count to recover. Now Andrea comes on in. I love that little crawl that she did. 1, 2, 3, unloads, and then she just unloads. So Andrea's trying to set up. So Andrea's like trying to set things up with the jab. She throws the front hand first, which is good. So she throws the front hand, measures it. When she's got her measuring stick, she comes in with her backhand. That's really good. Dina, on the other hand, her hands are down. She's swinging. She's being perfectly still. Start jabbing. Oh, don't do that. Don't hunch over. When you hunch over, Andrew's just gonna come on in. So I love that Dina was talking all the trash in the beginning. She said she was the better boxer. So we're seeing that on display right now, and it looks like the timing is done. So we're back to chasing. And Dina, oh, this poor woman. So before we left, the bishop advanced to target the queen. The queen has 2 safe squares to which it can retreat to, neither of which really help Andrea. So Dina is just getting pushed back really hard right now. So let's see what happens. So Andrea moved back, and then she pushed forward with the queen. So queen in front of the bishop is very dangerous. Andrea finally gets the fork, and does she go for the trade, or does she try to push her position? This is really tough because she can get this piece of frame right now, but it doesn't really do much. So she can push this bishop up right over here, which allows her to pin the king to her pawn, and then she can move the pawn forward. So instead, she chooses to move this up over. Queen comes down the middle, and this position is so tough right now, so tough. All right, so queen pushes forward. That queen is so close. Finally pushes the king out the way. So it looks like Andrea's strategy right now is try to push the king into a corner and try to smother it with pieces as they come this way. But the problem is, as she comes this way, there's a whole wall of pawns right here. There's a queen, there's a rook, there's a bishop right over here. So even if she comes this way, that king is going to be very well protected, even though it's not on the back line. So the ability to try to pin that king and to try to checkmate it from there, I don't see it happening. Whereas Andrea, she has a king, her queen, right next to the king. So if she goes right here, that's essentially checkmate. Like, there's nothing that Andrea can do. Andrea has to prevent this queen from advancing this one single square. Because if this queen gets here, that pawn right there, it's game over. That king is just cornered right now. What do you do? So this was Andrea's move. Andrea moved the rook over, and then to prevent the checkmate. But now Andrea is completely pinned right now. The queen can't actually come down. Actually, the queen can't come down. This would be also checkmate with this horse being right here. So Andrea's, what can she do? Can she try to go for a check on the king to try to delay? Nope. All right, cool. All right, so a lot of stuff is happening. They're playing really fast right now. I actually can't keep up. A lot of things just happened. I gotta rewind. See, so the knight came over here. The pawn moved forward. Bishop came up, and which pushed the king back. King didn't take because I honestly have no idea what's going on right now. I'm so lost. They're playing so fast, and that I honestly can't keep up. So it's Andrea's move right now. What does she do? So she can try to push the queen. Oh, okay, and it looks like the timer got paused, but so just going back to this position, what are Andrea's options? Because again, she is one move away from checkmate, and she needs to stop that. And if she moves the rook up, pawn comes down, puts it in check, and then queen comes down, pushes it over, queen comes back down, and that's checkmate. All right, so she can't move the rook up. Queen comes out this way, doesn't really accomplish much. I guess. Yeah, this is pretty much over. Yeah, Andrea lost this as far as chess is concerned. She has to win via KO or TKO in the very, very next round. If she doesn't, then she loses. And she has 19 seconds on the clock compared with Dina's 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah, this is a game over for Andrea. She needs to win by KO. She better win by KO. She's better at, like, her boxing aggression is way better. What happens in this next boxing round decides the entire match, and I'm on the edge of my seat right now. All right, Andrea, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Boom, good. Keep coming forward. Keep coming forward. Keep coming forward. Dina is just playing defensive right now. She's playing defensive. She just has to. So Dina is actually trying to run in the ring, and which is actually illegal in boxing. So in boxing, running away from your opponent is actually illegal and will cost you points. So, I don't know if you folks know that, but if you do things that purposely delay the match, not only can you actually do you get penalties for that. The ref could actually legally stop the match and give the winner to the other person, and you lose via TKO. So what Dina's doing right now, where she's just running, she even turned her back on her for a few seconds, is actually completely illegal, and the ref should actually dock points for that. I'm not sure if that's what he's doing right now, but let's see. Oh, he's giving her a standing A count. Yeah, Dina needs to lose points right now, or get called a TKO. She cannot do that. That is 100% illegal, and she's not even throwing punches back. All right. Andrea needs to push the pressure onto her, get her boxer into the corner, cut the angles. Yep, go, boom. So I don't know who this ref is, but he's doing a really bad job. Not only is he not calling her for running away, and all the way in the beginning of the match, Andrew threw that spinning back fist. He didn't call her on that. Like, I'm not sure where they got this ref from, but this is really bad refereeing. The ref's job is to protect both the fighters, but he's also supposed to administer the points, unbiasedly. And it just seems like he's just letting everything wrong go. And I get it; it's really tough because these guys, like, they're the amateur of the amateurs. And just because you get clocked once doesn't mean you get a standing 8 count. Dina isn't experiencing concussions right now. Dina is experiencing fatigue. You don't give a standing 8 count for fatigue. You get a standing 8 count for concussive shots. It almost feels like this ref is saving Dina right now. Oh my god! Stop cutting in! Stop! This is just bad reffing. Boom. All right, cool. Separate them. He's giving her another standing 8 count, and there's 3 seconds left. Oh my god, fire this referee. This referee is doing such a bad job. Dina is wobbling, not because she's concussed. Yeah, there's probably some concussive impact there, but most of it is just fatigue and tiredness, that she's not in shape for a boxing match. Dina's gonna win this. She's gonna win this match because this ref is doing a horrible job. Oh my god. That's what's gonna happen right now. There's 3 seconds left. He's giving her a standing 8 count. He's not calling calling a stop on the timer. He's not calling anything. Also, for the record, this guy right over here gets the MVP for the best reaction right now. My man is hyped. He's in the moment. I fucking love it. But yeah, she's leaning. She's fatigued. She's not concussed. This is over. That ref just cost Andrea the match. That should have been a T. If the ref didn't stop them 3 times with the standing 8 counts, Dina would have, Andrea would have won via TKO. This is really bad. This should be a TKO. 100%. This is a TKO. Like, I don't understand what's going on right now. They're gonna continue the chess portion, even though Dina should be technically declared TKO right now. That whole 3rd round, she did nothing but run. She threw like 4 punches, all in the beginning, the last half, and the ref kept saving her with multiple. If you're giving a fighter multiple standing 8 counts in the same round, that fight should not continue. That fight is over. And especially in a minute and a half round, oh my god, I am upset right now because I love chess and I love boxing, but oh my god, I honestly feel like Andrea got robbed here. Andrea actually got robbed. You can see it in her face too. She's extremely disappointed. She's like, she just has to sit down and accept her fate right now, because there's nothing she can do to stop this checkmate that's coming in. Oh my god. This was I can see why people said this was controversial. Andrea's just gonna have just forfeit the match. Just hand up, shake her hand, just shake her hand. You can't win this. Dina is 1 move away from checkmating you, and you can't delay it any further. That's it. The only hope that Andrea has is that Andrea hit her so hard that Dina doesn't know what move to make. So she's trying to delay right now. So she pushed the bishop up. She knows there's nothing she can do. It's game over. Yep, and she offers her hand and she resigns. Tilts her king downwards. Yo, Andrea, I'm so sorry, but girl, you got you got screwed over by that ref. That ref messed it up for you. Oh my god, I can see why everyone's saying this was a controversial match. I can. Oh man. I'm afraid to read the comments on this one. What do you guys think? Did Andrea got robbed? Am I overreacting? Or did the ref actually do a good job? You know, or did Dina do enough in that third round to in that third boxing round to stay alive? Oh my god. So, wow. At the end of the day, props to both of these girls for stepping into the ring, having the balls to actually put on a boxing match, which is no joke at all, and lay it out on the line. And props to Andrea for accepting a chess match against a easily far more superior dominant player by 500 points. But at the end of the day, I honestly feel like Dina got saved by the referee, and that match, the boxing portion should have been Andrea's. It should have absolutely been Andrea's. But it is what it is. Things happen. Looks like her contact fell out, if I had to guess. But things happen. This is a real world. Things don't always go exactly the way they should. You know, this is life, and sometimes you get hit and you get screwed over by certain things, and you just have to go ahead and push forward and deal with it. The world isn't built to cater to you, and it doesn't always work out in your favor. So props to both of these women. They put on a hell of a show. It was fascinating to watch the boxing, and it was very, very, very good chess. And at the end of the day, we all had fun, and it was and it makes for some very, very fascinating content. And if you guys know of any chess boxing matches that happen in the Tampa Bay area, let me know. I will sign up and either get checkmated or get pummeled. Alright, folks. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Merry Christmas, and have a great rest of your New Year.